Nobody even knew who I was. It was quiet. I was a ghost. Nobody never heard of me until Meech brought the heat in Atlanta. Meech was in Atlanta, and he didn't believe in taking one day rest. He's in every club, the hottest clubs in Atlanta every night. I think Meech, since we were kids, maybe just wanted to be recognized. People don't look at you when you come up as poor as Meech and I came up. I just think we were invisible so long that he's, hey, you can see me now, look at me, I went. I never liked phones. See? He like to talk on the fucking phone. I don't do that. I'm not gonna be on the phone telling you to load this crop and get these things down south. There's a big difference between me and T. I never wrote nothing down about nothing. No nicknames, no nothing. Anything written down was my brother's. I can't point at the mistakes that brought me down because it brought me down on my brother's indictment. You know what I'm saying? He's not the total blame, but the thing is, I didn't get caught for the things that I do, though. They couldn't prove that I was still a drug business. When you got a conspiracy from 1990 to 2005, you mean to tell me it took you 15 years to get enough evidence to bring me down? That's unrealistic.
Let's play the blame game. So Southwest T believes he was a ghost until Big Meech brought the heat to them in Atlanta. But Big Meech says he didn't get caught for nothing he was doing. He believes he went to prison because of his brother. The question is, where do you stand on this situation? Is it the 263 side or is it the BMF side? Personally, I agree with Big Meech. In a video published on the Doc Hicks TV YouTube channel, Dexter Hussey, otherwise known as Sosa, would detail how it was orchestrated for Big Meech and his crew to draw attention to themselves and away from the illegal activities the organization was participating in. Let's take a look at that clip.
A lot of people, this is a question I know, a lot of people throughout all this BMF stuff, people have always said they felt like Big Meech partying and all the diamonds and tigers and all that stuff is what brought the attention onto BMF and what took them down. You know, from you being a part of everything from, you say, 85 up into to whenever, you know, it ended, what would your thoughts be on people that say that?
Well, see, that's good. I mean, well, in actuality, what they saying lets me know that what we planned worked because they didn't see the other side of what was going on. That was the plan the whole time.
Was he carrying anything? I couldn't tell.
If the police is following you and you spending money and they following you and they looking for drugs, they're looking for how you making your money. So as long as they're spinning their wheels, trying to figure this out, they'll never figure it out. They was following the wrong people. It was smoke and mirrors. We had been set it up this way. So, you know, like I said, it was only a few men that ran the operation. Everybody else was smoke and mirrors. So if you got 100 guys out, you got to follow 100 people every night. So you spinning your wheels. In the meantime, the few, the proud, the Marines is over here getting the work in. So it was smooth sailing. Nobody never knew nothing about me and a few other people.
And that was a deliberate sit-down type of conversation. Like, we purposely going to go out, do this so they can follow us. And
Yeah, of course. That was the plan. Put the billboard up. We didn't care about that because you wasn't going to catch us doing nothing. It wasn't going to be nothing caught. What are you going to get us on? What can you get them on? You ain't going to catch nothing. They spending all the money. So if you're going to arrest somebody, you can't arrest them for balling. You got to arrest the people for tax evasion over here. That's all you can get. That's all you can get. Okay, get that. But there's going to be no real time. There was no crime being committed except for spending money. Basically, we went to jail for balling.
Yeah, I'm going to say it again. I'm with Meech on this one. If not for T getting caught on wiretaps countless times talking reckless about illegal shit, this indictment does not happen. At least not like it did, and at least not how it did. Them people didn't have much on Big Meech at all, and that's how it was set up. It is my belief that Southwest T was just so jealous and frustrated because Meech was always balling and he was the face of the organization. It was said that T was on a wiretap talking about killing Meech or having someone hit him. Now, although he's denied these claims, according to Bleu Davinci's Cam Capone interview, Southwest T may have already tried to off his big brother in Texas by way of the cartel. Let's take a look.
We fell out because T ran off with some money on us one time in Texas. He ran off with the people money and left us all in the house with the tab, owing the tab, and he left with the tab. One night, that's between him and his brother. I don't know what that shit was about. I just was in there with the Migos when they was in there looking for their money. You know what I'm saying? So Meech ended up having to pay these people back. You know what I'm saying?
So some dudes actually came in your house and...
Yeah, they came in the crib. Yeah, all that. Bull woke me up early in the morning. Nigga, put your shoes on, come in the living room. Yeah, the homies was on the wall. And shit was finna get ugly in there. But Meech had to do his thing. He gave them people some cars and some jewelry and shit. Like, bro, just keep giving, sending it to me, man. I'm going to pay y'all back. I'm going to get my shit straight. I'm going to pay the tab. I'll deal with my brother. Y'all don't worry about my brother. I'll deal with my brother. He saved his bro and everything. And his bro the one that did it. So we wanted to kill them. I got my brother. Y'all don't worry about it. I'm going to deal with my brother on how I do it.
All right, peace. Check it out, man. I'm not too fond of Terry. Southwest T, he seemed like a slimy individual to me. I don't like his character in real life. I don't like his character in the BMF series. It seemed like they depicted him the right way. It's loosely based on true events, you feel me? But it seems like they depicted the Southwest T dude the correct way, you feel me? He always trying to one-up Big Meech, always playing control games with the work or the plug or whatever the case may be. It seemed like a lot of the stuff they wrote into the series was kind of factual, you know what I'm saying? How you run off with the plug's money, cartel money, you feel me? It seemed like he was trying to get Meech and his crew off right then. You took off with the cartel bread, Meech got to get him cars and jewelry and stuff that add up to this and that in order to pay them off first and foremost, and then speak to them in a certain way in order for them to continue hitting them off with the work in order to continue getting money. That's crazy. How you stealing bricks and money from the organization that you quote unquote helped create? It just seemed like some jealous, envious shit to me. You feel me? And so does the clip in the beginning. Like, how you got free Big Meech on your page and go on Stars and talk about how it was all Meech's fault. Now, that seemed like he was waiting to get that off, because the clip you heard of Big Meech speaking in the beginning is from the documentary, the BMF documentary. When he basically said, I'm in jail because of my brother. They didn't catch me for doing nothing but balling. You can't lock a nigga up for balling. You feel me? So he's basically saying he took his time because of the case they orchestrated on behalf of his brother, all the wiretaps they got, all the conversations about this and that and the other. You feel me? And I got to side with him on that. Now, on one hand, you got Southwest T saying that Meech bringing all the heat and this and that and the other, and then on the other hand, you got Dexter Hussey saying it was orchestrated like that. That was the plan. He was supposed to ball out and had them watching him and chasing them around while they's doing nothing but clubbing and spending money, and leave the organization alone. The real niggas just doing work in the background. Now, listening to Dexter Hussey say that, shout out to Doc Hicks, Detroit's own, it just seems like T is on some jealous shit, some envious shit. Now, had the situation been flipped and he been the face of the organization, do you think Meech would have felt the same way? You think Meech would have had some type of seed of hatred in his heart because he out partying every night and this and that and the other, and he got billboards over the city that say the world belongs to BMF, holding up BMF chains or this and that and the other? I don't know, man. That's a good question, right? Let me see what I got in my notes, man. Bricks, what's crazy about that last part is Bleu Davinci said we wanted to kill them niggas. Now, I don't think he was talking about the cartel. We all know it's split off into 263 and BMF, and he fell on the Big Meech side, which is the BMF side of things. You feel me? So when he saying we wanted to kill them niggas, he got to be talking about 263. Because he say Big Meech said, I handle my brother, I deal with my brother. He said he saved his brother. Now, I wonder if the cartel wanted to do something to Terry behind running off with that bread. That's a valid question. Cam Capone didn't ask him that. But I wonder if the cartel was looking to do something to Terry, and Big Meech had to have that conversation with them, as well as with Bleu and the rest of the niggas that he put in jeopardy of losing their life that day running off with the plug's money. So I don't know, man. Let me know how you feel about it. Jump in the comment box. Who you feel like is to blame, whose side you standing on, or do you give a fuck at all? You know? Let's talk about it. Peace to the 5% nation of gods and earths. Until we meet again. I'll be back.